Io, the infernal world of the solar system. Imagine a surface dotted with hundreds of active volcanoes, with lava eruptions shooting hundreds of kilometers into space. This is not just an apocalyptic scene. It's the reality on Io, the most volcanically active moon in the solar system. The eruptions on Io are so powerful that they hurl lava and gas beyond its thin atmosphere, creating a unique display of geological force. The average surface temperature is extremely low, around 140 degrees C, but near the volcanoes, the generated heat can raise the temperature to up to 16 degrees. But what causes this unparalleled volcanic activity? Surprisingly, it doesn't originate from within the moon itself, but from the powerful gravitational influence exerted by Jupiter. This infernal world, discovered by Galileo Galilei in 1610 along with the other Galilean moons, Callisto, Ganymede, and Europa, remains one of the most fascinating objects in the solar system. Io's gravitational dance. With a diameter of about 3,643 kilometers, Io is slightly larger than our moon and orbits Jupiter, at an average distance of 421,700 kilometers. As the closest moon to the gas giant, Io is subject to extraordinary tidal forces. The gravitational forces from Jupiter, combined with the pull of nearby moons Europa and Ganymede, create a real tug-of-war that deforms Io. This phenomenon, known as tidal heating, generates enormous internal friction that heats the moon's mantle, causing the rocks to melt and triggering massive volcanic eruptions. The orbital resonance between Io, Europa, and Ganymede is crucial for maintaining this volcanic activity. When Europa completes one orbit around Jupiter, Io has already orbited twice, and Ganymede completes its orbit after Io has orbited 4 times. This orbital dance amplifies the tidal forces, keeping Io's volcanology active. Volcanoes and colors of Io. On Earth, volcanoes emit basaltic lava, but Io's volcanoes primarily expel sulfur and sulfur dioxide. The plumes of these gases can reach heights of hundreds of kilometers before falling back to the surface, forming bright deposits of yellow, orange, red, and white. Unlike our moon, covered with impact craters, Io is almost devoid of visible craters. Its surface is constantly renewed by volcanic activity, which quickly covers any signs of meteor impacts. Loki Patera is one of Io's most famous volcanoes, and its eruptions are so powerful they can be observed from Earth. This volcano is a 200-kilometer-wide caldera surrounded by an unstable lava lake that heats and cools cyclically, causing intermittent eruptions. But it's not just volcanoes that characterize Io. Enormous tectonic mountains, some as tall as 17 kilometers, dominate the landscape. These structures, formed by the same tidal forces that fuel the volcanoes, are among the most impressive in the solar system. Atmosphere and interaction with Jupiter. Io has an extremely thin atmosphere, primarily composed of sulfur dioxide with traces of oxygen, sodium, and sulfur. This atmosphere is fed by volcanic gases but is continuously disturbed by Jupiter's strong magnetic field, which strips away part of the material and disperses it into space. When Io enters Jupiter's shadow, its surface temperature plummets, causing the sulfur dioxide to condense and the atmosphere to temporarily disappear. But the interaction between Io and Jupiter goes even further. Io acts like an electric generator, developing a current that flows along Jupiter's magnetic field lines, creating spectacular auroras in the planet's atmosphere. Additionally, the material ejected from Io's volcanoes gets ionized and trapped in Jupiter's magnetic field, forming a plasma torus around the moon that helps shape Jupiter's magnetosphere. Space missions and discoveries. Many space missions have contributed to our understanding of Io. In 1979, Voyager 1 was the first probe to send back close-up images, revealing its incredible volcanic activity. Later, the Galileo mission, 1995 to 2003, provided detailed data on its volcanic eruptions. More recently, the Juno probe, launched in 2011, has continued to study Io during its close flybys, uncovering new details about its surface and its interactions with Jupiter. Io is a world of extremes, where the cold of space meets the fire of the most powerful volcanoes in the solar system. Its surface constantly changes under the influence of Jupiter's gravity and the pull of its neighboring moons. A truly alien hell that continues to fascinate scientists and enthusiasts alike. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell.